All right, let's move on to Green Bay, Houston, and this will be the last of the 1 o'clock games. Green Bay opening up as 3-point favorites. It's now moved to 3.5. This total opened up at 55.5. It's now moved to 56.5. These Packers coming off a rude awakening in their 38-10 loss at Tampa. Packers entered Sunday as the first team in league history to score at least 150 points without committing a turnover in the first 4 games. They were averaging 445.5 yards per game, 38 points per game. The loss stopped a 9-game regular season winning streak. Rodgers 16 of 35 for 160 yards, no touchdowns, and his first game with multiple picks since 2017. They allowed 4 sacks after only allowing 3 in the first 4 games. Aaron Jones did nothing. 10 carries for 15 yards. Jamal Williams, 4 carries for 34 yards. Devontae Adams was back, caught 6 passes for 61 yards. Cornerback Kevin King is questionable. Texans coming off 42-36 loss at Tennessee. This is what kept me from going 8-2 on the week, 7-3 because the Texans didn't cover the +4. Just couldn't get any stops. Titans put up a franchise record 601 yards against them. Gashed for 211 yards on the ground by Derrick Henry. Watson throws for 355 yards and 4 TDs. Fuller catches 6 passes for 123 yards. David Johnson, 19 runs for 57 yards. Cornerback Cornell Armstrong, linebacker Peter Kalambayi, tight end Jordan Akins, running back Buddy Howell are all questionable. Texans defense, after going up against the Buccaneers defense, will likely get shredded, but I'm not entirely sure what to do on this game. The over does look appealing. This is not the kind of game I expect where Green Bay can get out to a lead and just run the ball and run the clock, at least a big lead. And even if they have a big lead against Deshaun Watson, it's probably not safe. I can understand why this total's gone from 55.5 to 56.5. Green Bay 3.5-point favorites on the road. Bebsy, take it away.
Well, I think this is a recency bias in the fact that Green Bay got pumped last week. And I think it was you that said, teams that are on a hot streak and get that early bye, it works against them. And it did. It absolutely worked against Green Bay. All that momentum they had going went out the window. They looked sluggish. They didn't look rested. They looked like they hadn't played in a while. And I don't think they're going to look like this week. This is a bounce-back week, in my opinion. This is a much better Green Bay Packers team going against a not very good Houston Texans team. This is another play that jumped out at me earlier when I saw this line come out. This is another easy Green Bay play for me. They're not going to play like they did last week, a second week in a row. They're going to come out angry. Rodgers is going to get that fire back. He's going to go back on the warpath that he was to start this season. I love Green Bay in this spot.
I think this total is up for grabs. I get why it's gone to 56.5. Do you think that's too high?
No, not necessarily, because what you alluded to earlier is Deshaun Watson and his ability to cover and put up points. But I don't know. This feels like a Green Bay blowout to me, and I don't know if they're going to be able to come back and put up these points. They're admirably putting up some fights now, but for me, the play here is Green Bay. The over enticing. It's not my play, but I can understand why you would want the over, and I understand why it's going up. But this to me is a nice possible double up spot for Green Bay.
Nutflush Allen is making Packers first half his biggest bet of the year. At this point, the Packers have taken 87% of the cash, 91% of the tickets. The over is taking 85% of the cash and 80% of the tickets.
What is the first half for
Packers right now? First half, Packers
2.5.
Yeah, I bet you it's better at Bet365 than these licensed books at this point. Although Bet365 is licensed in Jersey, that's why we use it. Let me give it to you. Sorry, here we go. The Packers first half, 2.5 minus 115. That's the best line you can get.
This is a double up spot for me.
Alrighty. We have a double up. Double up for Bebsy. So so first half minus 2.5, minus 115. That's at bet 365. And then full game, you can only get 3.5s. Let's pull it out for you. This is from odds.com. The odds page shows you all the licensed American books and what the best lines are. You can get a minus 3.5, a minus 103. Bet America and Resorts Casino.com. Does that sound good?
Lock her in, baby.
All right, locked in 3.5, half at minus 103 at Bet America. 103 at Bet America. Well, I agree with the first half. I think the first half makes sense.
Yeah, it's certainly more enticing than the full game. I think that first half is a lock, but I also think the full game is a lock. I really expect the Packers to come out angry in this game and just really let it rip.
I agree. Not Flush Allen's biggest bet of the year. That's good company. I'm going to roll with it. I'm also, though, going to back the over, the full game over.
I get why, and I want to join you on that. I'm not going to, but I like the play. I'm not going to condemn it.
The Packers coming off such a poor running game. Do you just account? I mean, obviously, we know that we're going to get to the Buccaneers game. They have the best rush defense in the league, but a big part of that was that they were behind by so many scores, so they were airing the ball out. Is that part of it? Do you think that regardless of what the Packers did against the Bucs, they're going to be able to run the ball down the Texans' throat?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they won't be down, and they won't be down early. Well, Green Bay looked good out the gates in that game, and then just everything fell apart. I just think that they're going to be able to stick to their game plan in this one, and they're all year long that game plan's been able to put up a lot of points, especially against a soft defense like the Texans.
Sorry, I just needed that 2-run shot badly. Woo! Lily knows what's up. We got Lily Gunn in the house. Great to see you, Lily. Miss you. As soon as we can travel comfortably, I'll be rolling in Vegas with you hanging. All right. God, I needed that 2-run shot. Sorry. Back to football. I'm going to move on the over 56.5. I'm also going to move on the Packers first half minus 2.5. And Bebsy's doubling up on the Packers first half full game. Oh, Mr. Know-It-All Bellinger home run prop. God, that was over 1.5 at plus 125. I was staring and staring and staring at that. Clearly he's going to get hot. But you know what kept me off was that stupid shoulder injury from his celebration. All right. Packers, Texans. Let's move on.